Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at DRYS, dry ships, Tesla, Nvda, Apple, Google, IBB, BABA, and a couple more if we have time. So let's get right into the dry ships chart, and what a couple days this was. So we were posting stuff on StockTwits earlier, just showing the fib from this high pivot, from this low pivot, and trying to give possible resistance levels. But when you get a parabolic move like this, who knows where this thing can go. But looking at the daily, we did have a gap window. We had the 618 and we had 750 up here, and then the big number was the even number at 100. That's just natural resistance. That's where it went to, pulled back nicely at the end of the day, and that was it for now. Guys, if you are long in this one, be very, very careful. Please take some profits. Take a quarter position off. Take something off, because this can be it for this one. But look, what do I know? It could go up more. This would be the next area here around 140.78, and then down in these pivots. If you pull this back, though, this is what we were looking at too. This is going to be an area of resistance too around 108.97. We did post those numbers earlier on StockTwits just to help you guys out technically. Now on the weekly, this is what I was telling everyone too. So if you look at this on the weekly chart, check this out. So we posted this as well. That's why I'm thinking this could be not the end of the road, but as soon as we pierce the even number and we hit the 50 MA on the weekly chart, that's pretty much it for at least today. So you're past the 618. It did pull back. You are at this 50 retrace right here. So let's see if this can continue up. But you get parabolic moves like this. I mean, it was a $4 stock that went to 100. Come on, you're going to have to expect to pull back. So if you were in this for the launch, take your profits, take something off, because you don't want it to come straight down. You're at $4 again, and you could have sold at least at 50 or 70 or even 100 when I was saying. But again, you're looking at 106 to 108. You have a little more at 120, and then this high here where it broke down before, right around 140, 124 area, right in there. You're going to have big resistance, and this big red bar is resistance as well. That's why I think we stopped here with the 50 MA and then the 200 MA on the daily. So be careful, guys. If you're long, I don't have a position in this, but I'm just saying, gosh, if you had this from $7, $10, and you got it at 100, why are you sitting around on this hoping for higher prices? You had a grand slam on this trade. Take the money and run, guys. Let it pull back, and if you got to get in it, great. If not, there's a bunch of other stocks we can look at. Who cares? Let's look at Tesla. Tesla, another high flyer. A lot of people have been asking me about this. This is where we shorted, got a couple bucks, came right in, nice retrace, pulled back. We're holding the 180, 185 area. But again, this is ugly. Well, let's see where these things curl into price. The 50 MA still below the 200. But as long as it's holding the 180, 185 area, it's okay. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly chart again. Here's your area, 180, 185. It's almost a double bottom from last week, so it's holding okay. Needs to get above this 200 MA, this trend line, right around, let's call it the 200 even number. And if it gets above these, then possibly more upside. If the markets start to sell, then we're probably going to go down. But again, markets are launching, and this one's really not going anywhere. So be careful with this one. It's pretty weak. You got the buy the dip guys in here, possibly buying lower. But you know what? For me, 167 in this area, and then possibly 145, 150 to 140 in this area, and that comes from these low pivots and then this low pivot here. I still like that area. I still think we could get there if this market starts to sell. If it starts to sell, with the light volume coming in, holidays coming up, we could get another scenario like we did the last 3 months on the SPY, where it just sat there for 3 months and then it pulled back, and then we had like a Brexit launch on the Trump victory. All the analysts there, if Trump wins, it's going to be a disaster. And straight up, you know how many shorts got squeezed in that rally, and now all the shorts are reversing it and going long now at the top, which is completely stupid. All right, let's see on the daily Nvidia. We had a nice pullback at the end yesterday, kind of chopping around, but now we have an inside bar, bearish pattern, still bullish, but after a move, like this on the monthly, to get bullish on the stock, I just don't see it. I don't know, maybe 90, maybe 100, maybe, but man, once you get stretched, guys, it's just hard to come back from that. It's got to come back first, and then and then maybe attack to 100. But I'm going to be watching this inside bar daily pattern. If this thing goes sideways and starts to dribble, I would think at least down to 78.55, and then back, gap fill area 67, right back to where it was when it launched. But you still have a little couple fibs on the way down of support, so we'll have to take it day by day. Weekly, same thing. Weekly's even extended from the 20 MA. I mean, look at that move. So let's see if we can stair step down, get back to this area, and then we can reevaluate. But at this point, it's still slightly bullish. But the thing that's stopping me from buying it, and we are short in this in Nvda, we are upside down a little bit. And but man, if you're in another one, just like dry ships, if you have profit, if you're in this one from 35 or so, take something off the table. This is a grand slam, guys. Huge. I wish I was long in this one, but I'm a short-term trader, so it doesn't really matter to me. So we're looking for a pullback. We're in right around 80 bucks. If it pulls back to 72, 70 bucks, I'll be out. I don't care. I'm on to the next trade. But anyways, just be careful. High flyer could possibly come in. Aapl, a lot of people have been talking about this one or asking me to look at it. So go to the daily. Daily chart almost kissed the 200 MA. That's where we got the bounce, but we filled the gap right here at 105.44. So it's holding this area. Still a little bit weak. You're still below the MAs on the daily. You are holding the 200. I still think we're going to 90 on this one. Then we'll wait for the setup and see if we can go lower or possibly bounce. And 90 I'll show you on the weekly chart in a second. But right now we're kind of setting up sideways. So let's see if we can actually retrace back up. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's take that fib out. Let's put the new one in here to here. So yeah, so let's see if we can retrace back up, maybe up into the 618 area. If it does go there, longs, thinking about tightening up the stops. It could possibly go to 114. If it gets up back up to this 118 area, I will add to my short. We are short Aapl as well. We are in the money, so even if it retraces back up, I'm not that worried. I still think we could get the 90 bucks on this one. Weekly chart. Weekly, you had a nice fall. You do have some little bit of support. I would have liked to see the 102.73 area in with the pierce of the 50 MA down here on the weekly. Never did. Have a slight bottoming tail, so you could get another retrace up. Like I said, if you're long, start covering or start selling. If you're short, just, I don't know. If you're not short, wait up here until 118, possibly 123. If you're short already, just hold on to this one. But right now, it's holding this inside bar until it cracks below the 102.58. I believe we're going to 95, and then the $9 area in this. Might hold up through the holidays and stuff. That, typical the Santa Claus rally. And it's not the Santa Claus rally, guys. It's the no volume rally. No participants in the markets allows crooked Yellen to push the markets up and do whatever they want. But you'll see stocks going up and down like crazy, which has been fun lately. And it is Options X week, so be aware of that as well. Let's look at Googl. All these got a pretty good bid today. People buy the dip. People just can't help themselves. Got to get in. Got to get in at the highs. Oh my gosh, it's Googl. It's got to go to 1,000. No, let this thing come in. So we got a bid. We went right back to the 618 here. It's holding on to that. Let's see if we can retrace here. If you're not short, we did cover shorts half of our position. If it gets back up in here, we'll start adding again. If you're long, start thinking about taking some profits up into the 108, 115 area. If you definitely get the 840 again, definitely shave off some profits if you are long. And if you are long, you want to see this thing keep going up. If it starts to go sideways, your possibility of it moving down is a little bit better. I still think we could get to the 672 area or gap fill. If you're long, you want to recapture the 816 and then get above the 840 area up here, and then we could continue up. If the markets and the indexes start to sell, these will go down with the indexes. We still haven't got to the 618 and the 750 down in here. You end up a couple gaps down in there, so you got to be aware of that as well. Looking for the pattern. There's nothing other than 3 bars down. Now we're waiting for pattern on this one. Weekly, same thing, 50 MA. That's what pretty much stopped this thing, and you have the 50% retrace, bounce back up. Well, we're going to wait for pattern. If we go sideways and a slight wedge going upwards, maybe into the 750 retrace, I'd expect lower prices. Like I said, if you want higher prices, you got to get above the 815, 816 area. Then, of course, the double top up here. You could possibly move higher, maybe on some news or an upgrade or something like that. I don't know. AMZN. Same thing, caught a bid. You got by the dippers coming in here. We never stayed above this trend line, came right back in. Held the 750 retrace. We're trying to get above the 618 retrace as well. And this is on a weekly basis, guys, so it needs to get above that. But, you know, right now we're waiting on pattern. Nothing really to do with these. Daily chart, same thing. You know, just a little bit oversold. You are below here. You are still holding the 200 MA. I still think Amazon can go to 682. You know, then there's a couple 657. Then you have a gap fill around 600 bucks. But again, we're waiting on pattern. So far, 3 days sideways. It is holding up pretty good. Had a nice day today. It was 24 bucks up. So, but don't get too excited. If it starts moving up into here, and if you're in the money long, start shaving some off. If you definitely get up to the gap fill around 819, 820, definitely shave some off because that's going to be some good area of resistance up in there. But at this point, it's options X, like I said, so you never know what these guys can bring out. IBB. This has been a fun one. Hillary lost, and boom, rocket ship up. You do have a doji, a small doji here. They're trying to hold it up. So basically what happened is everyone's buying puts up here, so they're going to hold it up for about a week or two just to deplete the puts and make people pay for their getting in way too early. That's my thinking, at least. You know, it went up, and we started adding shorts, and we will put some positions on puts. I just want to see where this thing goes. If it consolidates and it possibly moves up again, or does it consolidate and then the pattern fail and then it moves down? But right now it's a little bit overbought. You know, you go from 248 almost to 300. That's a $50 move in 6-7 days. Just these parabolic moves are ridiculous. But you are trying to recapture this breakdown bar here. On a weekly close, you need to stay above 289, 290 area, and then possibly get more follow through. I want to see more volume as well. Volume is very important in this play. But we did add some shares short in this one, so we are short again. I'm going to wait for the 300 area, 305 up in here to short again. And if it continues up, we'll probably cover. And then this will be the next area, 344, 340. We'll have to see how this plays. Right now, I just have a small position. I can withstand some pain if I have to. And if I have to wait, you know, if I just hold on what I have now and don't add at 300 and see if I could get a little higher, then I might play it that way. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Baba, another high flyer. This one was up $1.23. It did hit the 382, so it's holding that on the weekly. Let's go to the daily really quick. On the daily chart, it is starting to break down a little bit. We do have some pretty good volume here, so it could possibly get a nice little, you know, bid or a retrace back up into the moving averages. But let's see what pattern develops on the daily. I'm thinking sideways action into the next move down. I'm still thinking it will at least come into 85 bucks. Then possibly fill the gap around 73, 74. But again, I'm going to wait for pattern right now. Nothing to do. We're short. We're in the money on this one already. So, you know, again, we're short everything, or we were. You know, we're starting to cover stuff as stuff comes in because we're big believers short-term trades. We get 5, 6, 7%, we're out. We get 3%, we're out. We had some puts. We've been playing puts here and there. We make 500, 1,000 on a put. We're out of that one too. Don't be shy when you have a profit, period. So just like this one, I was telling everyone, man, you know what? Bob was a little overextended. Take some money, take some money. And boom, now here we are, almost 20 bucks lower. Could be buying here, 20 bucks lower, guys. Could have took profits and sold, but you know what? Oh well, what are you going to do? All right, weekly chart, like I said, starting to break down a little bit. 382 retrace, trying to hold it. You're into this little pivot too, this area here, so you have some, but I still think an 83 down in here, then ultimately 77, and then, you know, we'll see if the markets are dumping. We're going right back to this pivot and possibly down in here because they had no business being up there in the first place. Let's look at DPZ. That was a high flyer we shorted. We did cover some of that the other day, which was the right move. We had a pop today of 4 bucks. Don't let this one get you out of it. Let's see if we can retrace up. If you did cover the trade with me, we're going to wait for this thing to get back up into higher prices. We're going to short it again, or at least take the half that we sold, add it back up here. We'll get a cost average. Our stop out, you know, we could be at 180 at that point. Who cares? But yeah, that was a great trade too. What else? Oh, Tsro real quick. If you're short that one, you know, if you were in the money up here, or if you're taking it up here, please cover some down in here. We just got in the money today, so we're going to hold this one a little bit longer, see if we get some lower prices. I'm thinking 112, 110, possibly this gap fill down here. All right, guys, thanks for watching my videos. Hopefully I'm helping some people out there. God bless. See you on the charts.